so that the direction of the picture is in the script. Everything is in the script.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 20th Script Awards Los Angeles. My name is Chloe Malizé, and I am super excited to be the moderator for this roundtable where we're going to talk to a couple of the winners from this latest edition. And we have quite the writers in this edition, and these are winners from all sorts of different categories, which range from treatments, feature films, series, short films, and even stage, and a student writer. So without further ado, I'm going to bring them right in, and we can get started. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. So we're going to go around. Jamie, we can start with you. We'll go around clockwise. If you can just tell us your name, tell us where you're from, and if different, tell us where you're tuning in from today.
Sure. I'm Jamie McMillan. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and I am tuning in from Columbus, Ohio. So.
Very cool.
And I'm Jana Jones, and I'm in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Oh, how nice.
My name is Charlize Hawkins-Hatton, and I am from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Welcome.
My name is Mike Bloomquist. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, but I'm calling from Los Angeles, California, where I live.
I'm Jason Lou Baldwin. You can just call me Lou, and I'm broadcasting from Alhambra, California.
Very nice. Welcome, everyone. Perfect. So we're going to start kind of with your backstory and how did you get into writing? So we'll go the other way. And Jason, we'll start with you this time. So tell us a little bit about how, kind of your origin story of writing.
I've wanted to be a writer from a young age. I used to, when I was in elementary school, I wanted to be an animator because I wasn't quite sure what that was. I thought the animator was the person that made the entire cartoon. And then as I grew up, I learned that that's not what they do. The job I'm looking for is more of the writer. And so since middle school, this is something I've been wanting to do, specifically in the realm of animation or cartoons and stuff like that.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, so focus on actually creating the story, if you will. That's amazing. Mike, what about you? What's your superhero origin story?
My background is in sketch and stand-up comedy. When I was in college, I started doing a lot of comedy stuff, which sort of worked out nicely because I was a writer from a young age, and I was a theater kid in high school, so I started writing plays. And that came fairly naturally to me. But then when I went to college, film and TV kind of came on the tail end of comedy. I started wanting to shoot things. So I went to college for film and screenwriting at Indiana University. And then I moved out to Los Angeles afterward. And it's been all about, I work on sets by day as an assistant director. So I make schedules and call sheets and I handle talent. But whenever I'm not doing that, I'm working on a library of feature screenplays.
And that is no easy task. She's first assistant director. That's a lot of work, but that's amazing that you still find time, to write.
It's my little Hannah Montana double life.
Yeah, I love it. But you're still in the mix of everything. So that's amazing. Charlize, what about you? What's your origin story?
So mine's kind of interesting. As a child, I wanted to write children's books. And then kind of started, hearing from people that, hey, a writer's life, you got to hustle a lot. Maybe you should try something else. So I spent a lot of time pursuing a medical profession. And so at one point I did want to be a doctor, but I still had this feeling that I'm supposed to do something more creative. And so in my spare time of my studies, I would write little short stories. I would attempt to write plays and screenplays, but I didn't quite have the structure. And then my sophomore year in college, I volunteered to be a production assistant for a student short film, and completely fell in love with it. And so by senior year, when all of my classmates were applying to medical school, I decided to apply to film school. And that is where I went. And it's history from there. I still returned to like my medical roots. So I've been in the healthcare industry as a healthcare administrator for the past 11, 12 years. But in my spare time of doing that, I created my own production company specifically for people over the age of 40. And I use a lot of my medical experience in my scripts.
I love that. And I definitely want to make a note when the production company Prime Act Media, I think. Is that right?
Yes.
It's funny because before I read that you created that company, when I opened your treatment and I was reading the treatment and I was reading the characters, I'm an actor, so as a female actor in Hollywood, we have this notion that like the older you get, the more, men will have roles forever, but women, it was like once you pass your prime, it's like, oh, sorry. So I can't tell you how much, like when I saw the characters and I saw, the lead was like mid 40s and then the other person was like 50s and then the other person was like 40s, I was just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like it's not over for me. There's still, and then I read your bio and then I read, that your production company focuses on, creating these roles for people. I can't like, it really does matter. It makes, a difference. It affects people, even just seeing that, like how they talk about like how important representation is, just something as simple as seeing, hey, somebody's writing something that I could maybe play in like 10, 20 years. So just keep going. Like, even if you don't get the role tomorrow, you don't get there's going to be another role for you. You see, grandma's playing. I was like, just don't stop. So I did want to, make a note that it did impact me. And I thought that was really beautiful. So I love that you're doing that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Jana, let's go with you. What's your origin story?
Well, I'm a professor and I teach in a film program. I've written. I just have a new book coming out this week. The Spirit of the City. It's not about film. It's about public sculpture in the city of Detroit, and I tell the story of Detroit by way of these public sculptures. But I've written other books about film, and I've written many essays about film in all sorts of different ways, amateur film and film going and film theaters. And so I've had a successful career as a writer. And then at one point, probably about 8 years ago, I said, oh, I think I can do this too. So I just started teaching myself how to write screenplays. And then I had the great fortune of being able to teach it. And teaching, of course, for me is always the way that I learn how to do things. So, so I've had a good bit of success, and my one of my screenplays was just bought and is actually in pre-production right now. So that's pretty exciting, and it's really nice to do like this academic writing and the creative writing. It's really good for my brain to do both of those things, and it's just a pleasure. I'm just doing what I get to do. So, that's and I get paid a lot for it too.
Living the dream. Getting paid to do what we love to do. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. Jamie,
small world, Jenna. I am also a college professor.
Okay.
So, hi. So I started kind of making, dumb videos with my friends on YouTube back in the golden age of YouTube in like 2004, 2005, and decided that was something that I wanted to do for the rest of my life because it seemed like it was fun, and if I could make money doing it, then great. So I went to school for that, got my undergrad, and then worked as an editor for a while in television, and then got into teaching at a small liberal arts school, doing all of their video production courses and that sort of stuff. And then while teaching, I guess I kind of wanted to get back into making. When you're watching students create awesome stuff, it kind of fuels that fire a little more. So I started making some short films and entering them in competitions more, and got back into writing and that sort of stuff. But it's always been, I guess, a passion, like storytelling. I love the idea of just creating from nothing. Like you are starting with a blank page, you're starting with a blank canvas, and you are breaking the story live. And so I've always loved that, and teaching has given me an avenue, I guess, to continue to do that because I have some downtime in the summer and Christmas break and stuff. And so that's kind of how I became here.
Amazing. Super cool. I love hearing all of these origin stories.
So that the direction of the picture is in the script. Everything is in the script.